Okay, hi, I'm here again. So now I'm gonna talk about the PTL, PTL adjusting. If you are running your car, and especially if you are running it hard, usually it gets the problem that this PTL unit starts to sleep to save your front differential and your half shafts or exhaust on the front, and also everything what is connected with that. So it has like some clutch plates to prevent slipping, but there is that diagram style of spring, and here is a preload adjuster nut. So here it is a spring, and with the preload you can adjust what kind of slipping breakage torque you gonna have on the whole unit. So what's the maximum torque what you can send to the front wheels, the front differential. And actually I made this casing for it. Here is a holding place to not bend it like in some way, the wall pack. Here's a torque converter for multiplication of the torque, what I'm applying with the torque wrench. And here is just this flange. I think this flange is from the BMW 7 type of like automatic transmission. Possibly not, but I think it was like there. And I made this like adapter to make it fit. And that's it. So with turning the torque wrench, I can actually set up the breakaway torque for the PTL unit. What I found, I was thinking about if I putting just torque on this nut, because it has a spring, it should be like be okay. That if I put the same, because I had some PTL units here, I had more PTL units here, and I thought if I put the same torque on every one. So the first one I set it with this unit, and after that I just measured what torque is on this nut, and from this torque I just wanted to copy for all of the PTLs, but it wasn't the same. What was good for the first one, it was way over the breakaway torque on the second one. So it's not a solution to make a torque on this nut. It's not a solution for the whole thing. So you need like this kind of like unit if you want to set it up properly, and you can fine tune it pretty well. So the PTL unit, everybody is selling the PTL units, but usually they do not like fail, they just wear, and if they wear, they got like thinner, and if they got thinner, the spring is applying like less force on the pack, and because applying less force on the pack, it's gonna like slip easier, and not the 100% breakaway torque gonna be there, just like some less. As I was, I had like a few PTLs here, and as I was like measuring, all of them had like from 50% to like 35% of the breakaway torque, what they should have. So making a service and setting the breakaway torque actually can make you faster on the track, because you're gonna have the whole torque to the front wheels, and not just like 50% of that or like 40% of that. So it should be adjusted a lot of time. I already said it that I do not think it's a good design, that something that should be like serviced, because the gearbox is pretty good, the gearbox is holding up, but to like put down the clutches, the primary, the secondary, and also pull this core and get out this PTL unit just because you have to set the torque, is, I think it's kind of stupid. I would be more happier if it would be like part like here or something like that, or possibly in case of like Polaris, I wouldn't use this spring thing here, but I would make some kind of like, I think that Can-Am has something like that, that put it here, and not the locking mechanism, but here with some kind of like servo could adduce the torque, the force what you are applying on the clutch plates, and if you are applying torque, then it's pulling. If you are not applying, it's not like pulling. And in this case, like Polaris, I think could save this thing, and a little bit. I think that it could be like a little bit like longer or something like that, but there should be no need for the duck clutches, you know, and possibly I think it's gonna be like a better solution, easier solution, or possibly they tried it and possibly they got into some other problems, but to pull out the front diff is okay, especially if you should like dismount only this thing, and you should not even like remove the half shafts and everything, and you could like pull out to the side of the car and service this thing, because I would be like possibly like happy to service after every bigger race or something like that, this PTL unit, just to watch it, how does it like adduce thing, and possibly you could even like play a little bit like with it, because you can put on like more torque a little bit or less torque, but there are a lot of guys who's advising to putting on it a little bit like more torque, because if it's not starts to slip, and also that torque is also like okay for the transmission, and it's not starts to slip, then it's not gonna veer. So actually, if you are not servicing this and it starts to like slip, it's gonna slip always like more and more and more and more and more. So I don't know, possibly even this unit could be made like better if this spring could be like longer than this, but they made it like that. Actually, car is pretty good, it's holding up, so that's it. I'm just saying my thinking of about like some kind of like improvements in the future, but anyway, it's not a bad car. We all love it, we all race it, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna race like in 2 or 3 weeks. I hope that I'm gonna have like a good result. So keep up with watching my channel, and thank you. Bye.